about 6 inches.
Now they're gonna stain. Is that fiberglass or aluminum base?
It's dirty as can be. I'll wash it out.
You need half bleach.
I had that foam deck in it. Most of it was on that.
Well, black foam, gray foam, white foam.
And it's
It'll be tea color.
you see that? That won't begin to run.
I'd have to look and see.
It's new kitty.
Last night.
He said
Not over here.
Bahamas last time I saw.
Finish the west side before they go. Oh, okay.
And the guy that owns the two, there's two.
Lentils are not, they're shoring now and move it.
Yeah, but half a down.
Literally gonna do this up on this house with the cat.
Called the meeting to order. Let the record show that all aldermen are present. Please stand. Mr. Payne will lead us in the invocation. Mr. Cox in the pledge.
Bow our heads, please. Lord God in heaven above, we thank you for this great city of Ocean Springs, and we thank you for the freedoms we enjoy that allow us to meet tonight and discuss the business of the city of Ocean Springs. As we approach the end of the Lenten season and we approach Easter, let us celebrate the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ, who was crucified 3 days before. And as we enjoy Easter, church services, sunrise services, family gatherings, may we always remember and think about the reason of our lives and the purpose of our lives for the next months. God be with us all. God bless us all. For all these things we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
couple of proclamations. Is there
I
anyone?
think I missed that. Go ahead and say it.
Mayor, hang on, I'm going to make a motion to accept the agenda. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, is there anybody here from the junior high association? Whereas the Junior Auxiliary of Biloxi Ocean Springs, a chapter of Biloxi Ocean Springs and surrounding communities of the 84-year-old National Association of Junior Auxiliaries, Inc. represents a serious endeavor on the part of women to be active and constructive participants in the community and to assume responsible leadership in meeting community needs. And whereas the mission of the National Association of Junior Auxiliaries is to encourage member chapters to render charitable services which are to the general public, with particular emphasis on children, and to cooperate with other organizations performing similar services. And whereas the Junior Auxiliary of the Biloxi Ocean Springs works in the Biloxi Ocean Springs area actively to perform the mission of the National Association. It is in its community since 1967. We appreciate its efforts. Now, therefore, I, Kenny Holloway, Mayor of the City of Ocean Springs, do hereby declare the week of April 6th through the 12th, 2025, as Junior Auxiliary Week in the City of Ocean Springs, sponsored by the National Association of Junior Auxiliary, and urge all citizens, civic and fraternal groups, news media, and other community organizations to join in the salute to the Junior Auxiliary volunteers. Do we have anyone from public safety telecommunications?
Not communications.
Whereas emergencies can occur at any time that require police, fire, and emergency medical services. And whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of the police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. And whereas the safety of our police officers, firefighters, is dependent upon the quality of accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the City of Ocean Springs Emergency Communications Center. And whereas public safety telecommunicators are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services. Whereas public safety telecommunicators are the single vital link of our police officers and firefighters by monitoring their activity by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety. And whereas public safety telecommunications, the City of Ocean Springs have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients. Whereas each dispatcher has exhibited compassion, understanding, professionalism during the performance of their job in the past year. Now, therefore, I, Kenny Holloway, Mayor of the City of Ocean Springs, do hereby declare the week of April 13th through the 19th as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in the City of Ocean Springs in honor of men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our citizens and city safe.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next item on the agenda is public hearing, request plat amendment for Harper Grove Townhouses, subdivision Harper Grove Road, PID 6012733.0.100, 24-hour storage. Is there a motion to open the public hearing? Motion by Mr. Wade.
Second.
Second by Mr. Impey. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Wade.
Thank you.
Okay, now it's on. Thank you. All right, this is this went to the planning commission at its last meeting, and it is coming to you with a recommendation of approval from the planning commission. What we have is this is an approval by.
Hold on.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. This is a small subdivision of 30 lots. It was approved, it's on Fulton Road, and it was originally approved as private streets at the time, but since then, the developer has approached us, approached the planning commission, to change that to public street rather than private. And the planning commission recommended approval of that because the concern was that with such a small subdivision, only 30 lots, the likelihood of the HOA being adequately funded to repair the road necessary that would be a pretty big burden on a small subdivision like this. So they felt it would be preferable if it were a public street, just like most streets in subdivisions, so that the responsibility of Public Works and the city to make sure the street is constructed appropriately to our standards, and then to be responsible for the maintenance of it, just like in pretty much any other residential subdivision. And if Freddie found here, I had questions for him. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions, Fred? Okay, is there anyone from the public who would like to speak for or against the map plat amendment?
I'd like to make just a couple of statements of clarification. Freddie Fountain on behalf of the developer, 13334 Speedway Road, Suite 202, Gulfport. Just to clarify what Wade was saying, the developer never wanted to have this subdivision have a private street. It was on behalf of the previous planning staff that was approved that way. We tried to get it approved on final plat initially, and we were told due to it being That way on the preliminary, we would have to proceed with the final plat as was and then do an amendment after the fact. As Wade said, this subdivision was developed just like any other subdivision. It's a fee simple subdivision, all water, sewer, roadways, everything was inspected by the Public Works Department and the Public Works Department's engineering department. Everything was tested, passed testing. The bonds are in place just like any other subdivision, so there is surety that everything will withstand the 3-year warranty period. And we're just asking for approval of it to be public streets.
Anybody else have any questions?
Alan, y'all have checked it all out, y'all?
We did, we did a roll test out there and all the water and sewer and everything's good.
Good deal.
Okay, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Blackman, second by Mr. Altamont, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve plat amendment for Harper Grove Townhome subdivision.
By Mr. Blackman,
Second.
second by Mr. Impey. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is agenda public comment. Public is invited to address the board only regarding issues listed on this agenda. Please identify yourself and the agenda item before speaking.
Joe Jewell, Ward 3. I'd like to address under the city clerk's section, item number F, authorization to re-advertise for general legal services. I propose that this at this time, and would request that the board not consider this to bring this up. We waited long enough. I feel that it's time for the new board and the new mayor to take that. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to address the board concerning an agenda item? Okay. Moving on to old business. Adopt an ordinance, parking is prohibited on DeSoto Street along the curbside of Hancock Whitney Bank. Ricky?
Yeah, that was what I had brought up at the last meeting. They were having an issue with cars parking in front of the door and in front of the night depository, so this would eliminate that issue. So, anybody have any questions? No. I make a motion that we adopt the ordinance prohibited on DeSoto Street along the curbside of Hancock Whitney Bank.
Motion by Mr. Altamont.
Second.
Second by Ms. Pena. All in favor?
Roll call.
No.
Oh, that's right, we're doing a roll call here.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries, thank you. Award construction of public works facilities, construction to Starks Contracting, Inc. in the amount of $9,315,000, funding through Restore, Gulf Coast Restoration Fund, and state appropriation funds. Carolyn or Sarah, you have any comments?
Just that they came in a reasonable within estimate this time, so it's definitely recommended for award.
Anybody have any questions?
We have all of it.
Yeah,
what?
it's between those sources,
Okay.
it's,
Yeah, we should have all that.
Make a motion to award public works facilities construction to Starks Contracting.
Second, Mr. Blackman, second by Mr. Altamont. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. New business, authorized advertisement for the application for the City of Ocean Springs representative on the Gulf Transit Authority, ZTA Board. The current representative has moved out of the city limits, making them ineligible to continue serving. Is there a motion to advertise for applicants?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Yip, second by Mr. Cox. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Consent agenda, does anyone have anything to pull from the consent agenda?
Yeah,
I have some people here that,
I've asked that we pull, I should have had this already. It's a little low,
Lover's Lane. That will be in planning.
yeah, did it have,
Lover's Lane is not on tonight's agenda.
it'll be on the next.
because of the appeal process?
It's got to be re-advertised for the next board meeting.
Okay. All right, then I don't have anything.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Hickey.
Second.
By Mr. Wade. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Department reports. Does anyone have anything to pull from the docket of claims?
Make a motion that docket all expenditures are appropriate and authorized by law and spread summary on the minutes.
Second.
Second by Mr. Hippie. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Does anyone have any questions about the sewer adjustments? Is there a motion to approve the sewer adjustments?
So moved.
By Ms. Papania.
Second.
Second by the rest of the board.
The rest of the
Give it to Bobby, you did it.
Second by Mr. Cox. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. General public comment. Public is invited to address the board for up to 3 minutes each for a maximum period of 30 minutes. Only 2 speakers will be allowed per side of each issue. Please identify yourself clearly at the podium before speaking.
Evening. My name is Talat Abdul Akbar. I'm representing Brother Yahya Muhammad. Mr. Muhammad's eyesight is failing. He asked me to read some documents in his behalf. Documents are as follows: 22 pages regarding his concerns, some of his concerns. He would like these documents entered into the minutes for anyone that has any concerns.
You can give the Patty there. You want to just have the Patty there?
It's property and a number of things.
Do you know if it has any addresses, phone numbers, social security numbers on it? I don't want to publish it publicly.
It's
If you own resident, you publish.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Anyone that has a concern. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to address the board?
Good evening. James Lewis, 805 Cambridge Drive. I have a concern that I raised a question several weeks ago concerning the lawyer for the city, and we don't have a understanding as to where that process stands. That I thought it's been advertised, but then we don't know where it stands at. And as a citizen and citizens have asked me to ask you, where do we stand on getting a new lawyer for the city of
Okay, we advertised for an in-house lawyer. We didn't get many, hardly at all. It was recommended by some other aldermen that we go back and re-advertise for in-house and firms. That's what we're doing now. So we have a good sample pool.
The second one is, what is the total status of the Henshaw Bridge?
Henshaw Bridge is, Sarah, help me if I misspeak here. You want to go ahead?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Henshaw Bridge, we have to remove all the utilities. All we're waiting on is JCUA to remove their sewer line. They are about probably a week to 2 weeks out from completing that work. Once that's removed, then the county will step in within the week, and they have said multiple dates. They've said 6 weeks, they've said 8 weeks, they've said 10 to 12 weeks. However long it takes them to do it, once that's complete, we have to get back with the state and have it re-inspected. So at that point, it will be reopened. So.
Okay, now, it's my understanding from listening to chatter across the airways and documents that have been put out is that everything has been disconnected. That's what's out there right now. I've gone down there and I've taken pictures, and on the west side, there are 2 lines that's running on the west side, and then on the east side, there's one line, and please correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't know what one of those lines was. Do we know what it is now?
Yes, so on the west side, the top line is water, the bottom line is abandoned AT&T. The water is technically disconnected. They've installed 2 valves. So the county has agreed to remove that when they come remove the decking, as well as the abandoned AT&T line. The line on the east side is JCUA's fourth main, which they are working to relocate now.
Thanks, very kind. They're gonna start on that Thursday morning.
That would be great.
We gotta do a pump down out there Thursday morning. They're gonna start.
Thursday, before Easter? Okay. Anyone else would like to address the board?
Hello, Aaron Ringo, 615 Jackson Avenue. And I wanted to talk about trees. So there's Lover's Lane in here, and they say, building official recommends removal of 2 live oaks to build a new home pending an approved building permit. Moving the home forward would place the structure inside a VTE flood hazard area. But there's no home there. So when people buy these properties, they know what they're getting into. The FEMA maps are out there and stuff like that. And if you look in the packet, you'll see that I put, for the Rayburn property, that's where all the drainage comes on my street, is floodland. And the one buildable area is a historic section, but it has a nice big oak in it. And I could see the next person being like, well, you know, I'd have to build in the flood area if I don't rip down that oak. So this is kind of why I'm bringing it to light and want to talk about it. And just how I think that it's very wrong to just be like, okay, they bought the property, but hey, now that they'd be building in a flood zone. You know? So I'm sure, I just wanted to say that. That's it.
Thank you.
They didn't buy that property. They've been owning it. They've owned it with the old house that was there before, and they were having problems with insurance with the age of the house and the elevations that it was at. And if they would have remodeled the house at 50% more than what the building costs were, they were gonna have to lift it. So I think that's where all this is coming from, but they didn't just buy this property.
Yeah, well, they still know that it's, you know, flood zone, and when you're putting forth, like, they're in a flood property, and they just want to remove it so they can build the house they want to build where they want to build it. But they already know what the property is what I'm saying. Like, there's no house there now. We're facilitating the building of the house by ripping down some trees so that they can save money on their insurance and on their build. Now, as I said, the Rayburn property, total downhill. Like, everybody knows that goes, you know, total downhill, little bit of land at the top, oak tree at the top. I mean, they just bought it, but I mean, are you saying that you would deny that? Because, like, I'm
not speaking on that one. I'm just wanted to clarify that the property that's on the agenda tonight is not a new property. They didn't just buy it. They didn't buy it with the intent to do that, knowing that.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say what I said, and I mean, we don't have that kind of information in these. We just have it.
Oh, no, I appreciate it.
So. And I mean, that's still what it is to me, because they're building a new house and they want to rip down trees. So I mean, if they bought it before or after, I mean, I'm sorry that you might have to pay more on flood insurance or stuff like that. But I mean, just because you want to build something somewhere doesn't mean you should get to demolish whatever. Time up.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else who would like to address the board? Okay, moving on to Mayor and Alderman's Forum. Before we get started, I have one. The Ocean Springs Educational Foundation is asking the city to waive some additional fees that they did not ask on the initial request, including trash cans and 2 lighting trees. In addition, they were requesting that Ward Avenue be closed from Government Street to the south end of the Mary C. due to some lawn restrictions and construction restrictions on the building. They want to make sure they can spread out and have enough room. This would also include them to have a police officer there where they're closing the streets off, so there'll be an additional cost there of overtime. So they want us to bring this up tonight because the event, I think, is the 2nd of May, and there's not another board meeting prior to that. So does anybody have any questions on that?
What about the residents right there on Ward? We're gonna have one lane where they can get
Yeah,
through?
we'll have to have them access. The police officer will have to let them. one of those houses is a short-term rental. I don't think anybody's living in it. But they could be there on that Friday evening. And there's also an event going on at Ocean Springs Lumber, Customer Appreciation that night too. There's a lot going on. Anything else? A motion to waive the additional fees associated with this and close the street.
So moved,
And pay
Mayor.
the overtime costs.
And, yeah, pay the overtime costs.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pena, second by Mr. Wade, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Friday report. That's, next Friday. First one of the series. Anything else? Anybody? Help me out here, Raven's gone.
May 1st.
Earth Day.
National Day of Prayer, May 1st. We got Earth Day at the Mary C. Saturday. So things continue on. That's all I've got. Jennifer?
Alan, the Ocean Springs Road, the speed limit signs, still a little wonky.
What do you mean it's still a little?
Well, I don't think they're exactly where they're supposed to be. I've looked at them and then I've gotten some pictures. So maybe we can just go back and look at them again and make sure they're where they're supposed to be, coming in both directions. Because I think there's some,
The solar signs or the?
no, the regular street signs, the black and whites. If we can take a look at that. I want to thank you guys, the debris pickup. I've been getting compliments on y'all staying on top of the debris pickup, so thank you. And Chief, thank you so much. I've been getting phone calls about the presence on Ocean Springs Road, and I really, really appreciate that. Sarah, you did say sidewalks, they'll be in 2 weeks in Ward 1, right?
We're starting Fort Body.
Fort Body, okay, perfect. And sorry, Stephen, John Gill fence?
We'll get there.
Well,
We're gonna get there.
I'm hoping before the end of June, that'd be
No,
nice.
it'll be before. It'll be before.
I'm
the
teasing.
end. Yeah,
Donnie's supposed to get with the fence person. He's got to run an electric line and get it done. But we're gonna get it
No,
there.
I thought they were gonna do that this week, so.
Yeah, let me
And
follow
we've had good
tomorrow,
weather
follow.
too, so.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's all I've got.
I just want to tell Steven, thank you for the pickleball courts. I know they're gonna enjoy those at the Inner Harbor. Denny Avenue, the trees, did y'all get together on that for the trees over the road?
He's gonna look, cause they're small and stuff, to see if he can do it.
There's one that's across from, I don't know Gabrielle's address, but they raised the power line today because the tree limb was resting on the power line, so they went over the limb. So we just need to see how low that is to the ground.
Where's that at?
On Denny. I'll find out what the address is, but they raised the power line above the tree.
There was one large limb at the end. That was the biggest limb.
That might be it.
There's not much road after you pass it.
Right.
So I don't know.
Her request. So, and the last thing, I know I sent an email out this weekend to the police department, and the fire probably was out there doing some stuff too. But we had a really nice presence of public safety on the roads this weekend. I don't know if y'all noticed, but sure was tamed down a lot, and we appreciate that. Yeah, that's it.
Alan, the ditch from Mitchell, or the piping that we did a while back, some of those ditches going to Wheaton Court, that rain washed a bunch of that dirt out. Is there any way that we can get maybe some sod to keep that from washing out?
Yeah, I can see it.
That's it.
I've already discussed with Daryl and Alan what I need. I'm good to go.
Alan, can you get somebody to check the ditch on Hanshaw, the entrance to Bergerac, just south of there, where the contractor's putting that water line in? It looks like they left the ditch a little high. They need, you may get with them, have them check the grade on that.
All right, that's all right. We kind of touched on it, just want to reiterate, Earth Day at the Mary C. this Saturday, 10 to 2:30, a bunch of family activities, live music. Ocean Springs Environmental Alliance, the city and HOSA will bringing Earth Day for all of our citizens. Also, May 1st, National Day of Prayer, 6:15 Greyhound Stadium. Rain out location will be the Civic Center on Highway 90. And I know the information, but I want to put it out to the public. Miss Sarah on Dina Road. I think we finally reached a resolution with MDOT to let the Dina Road project go forward. If you speak to that.
Yeah, so we've come to an agreement on the conflicts between the lighting project and Dina Road. We are working to try to get the MDOT portion done within our project, so when MDOT comes through, they don't have to re-tear up Dina Road. So as soon as that comes out, we'll probably see an MOU or some kind of agreement between us and MDOT for funding purposes. So hopefully that'll be in the next few weeks.
As soon as we have that, we'll set advertising
Ready
dates
to
as soon as we have
advertise.
it, yeah.
And that's mainly the drainage, correct?
Yes.
Yes, that's for the conflict.
And that will include the MDOT permit, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. So hopefully that'll be ready by the next board meeting in May. Okay, good deal.
Okay, need a motion to go into closed session to determine the necessity of going into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Empey, second by Ms. Burgess. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all passes. Board is in closed session. We've got a couple of quick things. If you get back there, we'll be on.
Vicky, are you ready? I'm ready. Okay. Hello, hello. Everybody give me one moment so I can go through this. Motion made was made by Rob Blackman, seconded by Ricky Aldermont to stay in executive session to discuss the potential sale of land, potential purchase of land, litigation on Ward Avenue, and potential litigation.